What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another DIY video. Today we're installing interior trim on Kevin's 2002 E46 M3. So he's got some trim here that we're going to install. It's Alcantara trim with the tri-M stitching, and we're replacing everything. So where are these from again?
These are from DB Car Parts. He has an eBay page and he does all the Alcantara, and he sent it over from Lithuania. He does have an eBay page and an Instagram page if you guys want to check that out. Does make a lot of stuff for E46, E90s, F80s, just a whole bunch of stuff.
So this is his Instagram page?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. So here's what we're doing. Don't mind the mess. But as you guys can see, we've got a bunch of Alcantara parts here, not only for the dash, but also the door cards as well as the rear door cards. And then we have this Alcantara piece here for the gear shifter selector trim there. So super nice, high quality, really nice stitching as well. And this is all Alcantara. Not only does he do Alcantara, but he can also do these in leather Alcantara. He can do steering wheels. You can actually tell him what you want and he'll custom do it for you, because I was thinking about doing a leather steering wheel with the red stripe at the top and then Alcantara center steering wheel trim, all this. And he does give you the airbag, which is a post recall as well. That's a huge savings there too, because a lot of those steering wheel guys don't actually do that. So this is what Kevin's current interior trim looks like. This is the titanium, or what is this?
Titanium Shadow.
Titanium Shadow trim. So they have seen better days. Obviously the car is 21 years old. But as you guys can see, he's got the nice tri-stitching custom boots there from Stitch Boots.
Yep. Shout out to Brian K.
Yep. So we're gonna make it all match today with some new interior trim. One other thing I do want to mention, this is all BMW OEM parts under here. So when you order from him, you don't have to send your trim in or anything like that.
No.
He has all the trim on hand and he customizes each and every single one of them to your specifications. And so for this particular one, he wrapped all this in really nice Alcantara and then did the tri-stitching on every single one of these pieces. So super, super nice. And that's the benefit, is you don't have to send out your current trim. You can just buy it all new from him.
Yeah, so I was telling Adam, like, a lot of the people that were on the comment section when I was trying to buy this stuff from him, they were saying that it's not worth it because you can find other companies that do it for cheaper. But he does give you a second set, so if you ever wanted to revert back to stock, you had your stock parts still, and you can sell the car or do whatever it is you want to do with that. Because usually you can find someone to wrap the steering wheel for 300 bucks, but you're not getting the airbag, you're not getting the center trim, and you're also sending in yours. Instead of getting a whole new one and having two, you can still sell your stock and get some of that money back.
So yeah, what Kevin's saying is accurate. I've done custom trim before. I did it on my E92 twice. One was custom carbon fiber, gloss carbon fiber trim. Another was custom leather trim with some stitching and stuff. And so, you know, the carbon trim took 10 months to get back. And so I was without trim in the car the entire time. So I can't imagine having to send in your steering wheel and your car's down for X amount of weeks until you get it back. This way you spend a little bit more money, but you get basically 2 sets of trim and 2 sets of everything and a whole new recalled airbag. So it's a win-win. All right, so we're gonna start here on the easier pieces. The door cards are by far the hardest. So this little piece here we're gonna replace, and then we're gonna do this piece above the stereo and that one there. So Kevin's brought these two in. All you really need to do for this part is use your interior trim tool, something plastic, that way you don't scratch up the leather. And then there's tabs that go, metal tabs that kind of go all the way down the sides here. So you just gotta kind of lift it all kind of at the same time. So yeah, Kevin's starting there in the corner. Just going down the line. Not too bad.
There you go.
So flip that over. So you can see that there's these metal kind of pins that slide into the actual dash. So So we got that piece off super easily.
No, the next piece comes out even more easy. Look at that.
Yep, because I think that side shares a pin with the other piece of trim.
This one. Oh. Here, you might need to get that over there in the corner.
And this piece here, same thing. This is why you use plastic trim tools. They don't tend to scratch. Here we go. Same thing, they all have these pins. So they're just compression fitted right into the dash. All right, so here are the 3 pieces from the dash that we just took out. So, versus kind of the new stuff. Kevin's got the dash pieces in there, but. All right, so should be as simple as swapping them back in, just compression fitting them back into place. So we're gonna put this one on. So let's see if I can do this one-handed here. Pretty simple install. It's just a matter of lining it up and pushing it into place. There you go. Moving on to the center. And so this one here is going to be loose for a second until we put that other piece on, because they share the same little pin. Oh yeah. Kind of nice.
There you go.
Super nice.
So much better. Good fit too.
Yeah, this thing too is I noticed this does fit nicely, because sometimes when they do like an overlay on top of existing trim, you're adding that extra thickness. So I kind of had that problem with my custom trim for my E92 M3 is, you know, when I added leather on top of it, it was such a tight fit in some spots that it didn't want to clip all the way in. But this fits super nice. Okay, we're moving on to this piece. So as you guys can see, we finished the dash. Moving on to this one here. Kevin, you want to walk us through this?
Just gotta pull the shifter up. Make sure you don't punch yourself in the face.
Yep,
when it comes
I've actually
up.
done that before. So it's just compression fitted there as well.
Yep, and this you just kind of pull it towards you. Just get the tabs up. Comes right off. Pretty easy. If I can do it, you can.
And then down here, there's a couple screws we have to remove. There's these 2 Phillips right here. So take your Phillips, go ahead and unscrew these 2 screws right here. And it should just be popped in with a couple tabs that go around. And then we'll also be swapping out these stock window switches here as well. Okay, next up, just grab this bottom,
Kind of pull a little bit. You can anchor it right out.
pull it up, and then there's these clips here for the windows. So you just gotta unplug them. So you squeeze it.
Yep. One on each side.
Plugs are a little bit different.
Which one is this one?
You should be able to squeeze it here in the middle.
In the middle?
Yep.
There we go.
There we go. We need to pop out the window switches out of the old one and pop them into the new one.
Just gotta pull this. And there you go.
So there's a tab right there on the top.
Comes right out.
So go ahead and put that aside. Same thing on the other side.
Let's see here. Oh, this one's all stuck. What the hell? See if this one's tighter. Oh! There you go.
Cool. And then go ahead and swap those back on.
This is gonna fit.
So there's a little lip here that you gotta hook this onto.
Yep.
And then
And
same
this
thing with the bottom.
lines up.
Lines in place.
Push forward. Here you go.
So that's
All good.
the driver's side. Passenger windows, same thing. That's the harder one, then.
There you go.
Clips in. And then go ahead and plug your OEM plugs back in. Make sure you're oriented the correct way. And snaps into place.
Okay.
Same thing with the other side.
There you go.
And then go ahead and drop it back down. There is back here. Hold on. Here, hand me the OEM one. I'll show you guys on the OEM one here. On the back side, on the top. Let's see here. So this is your OEM trim. You'll see that there's this little lip right here where my finger is, my thumb, one there, and one on this side. So what you're doing is there's little holes right here, one here, and one here. So you have to slip the trim in like this first and then down. So it clips in and down. So once those tabs are in place, you can just push it down. That's how it holds that back part in. And then you can go ahead and reinsert your screws, your 2 Phillips screws right here on the front. And then go ahead and reinstall your 2 Phillips screws, and that'll hold the trim down. And once you've got your screws back into place, go ahead and put your shift boot back on. Should just clip right into place. Just push down on the tabs and the corners, all the way around the perimeter. Kind of hear them clip in, feed your boot through, and then finally you can take your shift knob and jam it back on there because it's just compression fitted. So
Yep.
there you go. All right, so that's the dash pieces. Looks super nice. And then the lower gear select trim looks super good. Fits really, really great. Now we're moving on to the door cards. All right, off camera, Kevin and I went ahead and did the driver's side. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do the passenger side, but long story short, we have to remove the entire door panel here in order to remove this whole section. And we also have to remove this top leather piece as well. So process should be pretty much the same on the passenger door card. So we're going to show you the passenger side. Okay, so in order to remove the door card, there are a bunch of clips that go, white clips that go, plastic clips that go all around. There's a couple metal ones here on the top, and then there are 5 T20 screws. There's one right here behind this airbag, one in this door handle pocket, and then one here, and one here. So go ahead and remove all of those. This little airbag symbol has 4 little tabs that go around it. It's compression fitted into the leather door panel. So just use a little plastic trim tool, be very careful, and pull it out. So let me see that one. So here's what the 4 little tabs look like. So there's a screw back behind there, that's a T20. Okay, so this is the screw that was removed from that. Just FYI, this screw here is small and short. Same thing with the one up here behind the door handle. There's a little tab, or a little black piece there, cover. So you gotta use a little trim tool to pull the cover off, and that exposes the screw. And that one is also a small little one like this. So, and then the 3 down here are about twice as long as this one. So you saw Kevin used a little trim tool, or a pick tool, and pulled the little cover off. And that exposes the T20 screw that's back in there. Next up are the 3 T20s. Kevin's got one right there,
One right here.
one there,
and one here.
one up there. So go ahead and remove those 3. Okay, now once you've removed all 5 of those screws, Kevin's going to start down here in the corner. Take your little plastic trim tool just to pop one of the little white tabs, just like that. You can kind of go all the way around a little bit. And then I like to use my hands, and then there are 5 metal tabs up top here that you kind of pull out, carry it over the pin. You got that out really fast. And then on this side, what we need to do is disconnect the door handle. So just grab it like that, comes right out, and then go ahead and unplug your speakers. So there should be a speaker there, and then down here on the bottom, this is the back of the door card. So now what we need to do, there are more T20s we need to remove. So on the back side, you'll see one here, 2, number 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll go ahead and remove all 6 of those. Next, after you remove all 6 of those, if you pull up the door panel here, all you need to do is really push on this, this, and this, and it should just kind of pop itself out. Push on that.
Just hit it here?
Yep.
Sure. Oh, never mind, just yank it.
Or just pull it from this side. That works too. So that's how you get that part out. And then this top part, if you look here, you can see that there's these little pins. There's 2 there. So 2, 4, 6. You're likely to break at least one of these getting this off, but you basically need to wedge a trim tool in between the leather and the plastic here on the top and prop it out all the way down. This is where you gotta be a little patient and try not to break stuff because it's all plastic. But you can see, since this OEM one is all deformed, and we're not keeping it, so we're not being super careful with that part, just being careful with the leather. But if you're planning to keep this stuff, just take your time.
How's this not coming up? There we go. Just pull last time?
Kind of, and there's, I mean, if you take that metal trim tool, that's what I did that last time, and then wedge it in.
Oh shit. Ooh, that must have broke it.
I think you're good.
It didn't break it? Oh wow. Cool.
You might break the next one though. It's pretty common to break these.
Oh. Did it? Yep, broke both of them.
Both of them?
Both of them.
This is the hardest part, probably.
This last one? Just gotta tap it. Oh. Doesn't this last one just pull out? Or does it pull up too?
Okay, pull out. Pull it. Damn. The trim tool. There you go.
Dang. 3 broke.
So even though we broke a couple here, it'll still go into place because we've got at least 1 on the end here and 2 on this end. So we broke 1 on the driver's side and it all went back into place just fine. So I think we'll still be okay. But if not, you could pull these pins out of here and try to glue them, I guess, but we'll see how it goes. But next, we need to remove the silver part, the gray part, from the black part. So there's little tabs you gotta go all the way around to loosen, or to kind of free up. So you'll see here in this bottom corner, right here, there's that tab. So it's start in one end and just kind of work your way down. So there's tabs on this side, as well as the other side. So you kind of have to go simultaneously.
Yep.
So you got one there, so we just gotta work them all slowly, all the way down. So they tend to want to clip back in once you unclip them. So you kind of have to do them all simultaneously, and then again work the other side as well.
All right, so we finally got that off. Just gotta take your time. You might break some stuff, but the good thing is there are so many clips on these things that it's gonna go back in no problem. So, and the car is 21 years old, so expect to break some stuff. But there you have it, old versus the new. So this will just pop right back into place. All right, so all you need to do now is line everything up and just compression clip it all back into place. Much easier going on than it is coming off. So Kevin's just making sure everything's aligned first. Easier starting one end, clip it in.
There we go.
And then just work your way down.
Oh. There we go. This one doesn't want to line up.
So most of it will clip back into place pretty easily. Kevin's got it all back into place. Now what we can do is put the top piece on, the leather piece. This thing is, there's a little tab right here that needs to slide into this corner first, and then it'll clip down this little retaining pins. We'll hold it into place.
Oh. There we go.
So this is all back intact. Now we just need to put this back onto the door panel and reinstall the panel back in the car.
So you can make sure it's all in place.
And then you can go ahead and reinstall the 6 T20s that we took off before.
So again, there's 1, 2, 3, and 3 over here.
At this point, we're ready to put this back into the car, so go ahead and reattach your speaker wires. Same way you took them out. So we've got the bottom one, got the upper one. Take your this piece here for the door latch. Clip it into place. Make sure your door pin is in, and then you kind of get it into its spot, and then we can push in the top clips here. And you can work your way around the perimeter. Okay. So once you've got all these back into place, then go ahead and reinstall your 2 smaller Torx screws here and the 3 longer ones here. Put your little cap back on and your little airbag symbol here, and this side's good to go.
Last but not least, the rear. Actually, it is the last and the least. The last ones are panels here on the back, one on that side, one on the passenger side. So what we need to do is actually pull the panels off. In order to do that, we would have to remove the lower seat bottom, and then same thing, there's little white tabs or clips that go around the perimeter of the panel in order to get it out. And then what you also need to do is remove the door sill trim piece here on both sides. All right, in order to pull the seat out, you just kind of grab it, give it a tug. There's a little metal clip here and there. Kevin, you want to get that side? Just like so. And then you just pull the seat up and out. After you get the seat out, there are 2 Torx screws. One here, one here. So Kevin's gonna go ahead and remove those. So there's little pocket holes down here. So remove those 2. And other than that, there's just the white clips that go all around the perimeter, like I mentioned earlier, and the door panel will come out. So I went ahead and removed these 2 Torx screws, one here, one here. Kevin's working on the other side. So what I like to do is we kind of loosen this up a little bit, just pull it up, and then I like to grab it from here, give it a tug, just like that, all the way up, and then should be able to get it out of here, just like so. Unplug your speaker. And then the whole door panel will come right up. Making it look easy. So this is the door card removed. So what we want to do here, there are 5 T20 screws. There's one here that we already took out. There's one behind here, one there, one behind here, and then a 5th one right here. So take all 5 of those out, and then same thing with the front door cards. These just kind of pop out. So there it is. Kevin is going to go ahead and separate those pieces now, and we'll show you that process.
Because one of these has the point, and that's what I broke last time because I picked it up from that side. So you want to pick it up from this side.
Yep. Start from the front, and then he's using a plastic trim tool, wedging it in between the leather piece and the gray piece, and
breaking some clips.
You might break clips here too. This is a little even more fragile than the front door panels, but once you, same kind of idea, it has those pins. So work your way down. And we also think that this may have already been taken apart from a previous owner.
There you go.
So work your way down.
We're so good. Yep, there you go.
Perfect.
Oh, still got that corner piece. Got all the pins, but broke the corner.
There is what it looks like. So we kept all the pins intact, but the corner piece did break off. But we think that one was actually broken before. It was already making some noise. It looks like somebody has already been in here. So now we can take the black piece off of the silver piece off the black piece, and same thing as the front. There's little clips that go all around the entire side that we need to break free. So go ahead and do that. These are really brittle as well. So on the other side, we Kevin broke a couple, and there were actually a couple that were already broken to begin with. But take your time. And it all went back together seamlessly, so you can see he's just working all the way around, popping the tabs.
Back to where we were before. You want to put the trim tool in the back of this?
You can see he's working both sides simultaneously around the perimeter. All the clips. A little bit of force, but don't overdo it.
There it is.
Here we go. Cool. So just to show you guys all the clips that are around this thing, you can see all these clips that go all the way around. So if you start on one side, you usually break one side loose. You can kind of finagle back and forth. So there's that piece. And we're gonna go ahead and swap the new one on. And here's a look at the new piece. Again, OEM pieces, so it does have all the same exact retaining clips all the way around. Just looks way nicer and newer. So just match everything up and clip it all back into place. It's easy when you start on one end and just work your way down.
Oh. There you go. Oh. Some of this has to be like a outside. There you go.
Cool.
Right. There we go. Shit. There you go.
So now Kevin is putting the leather piece back on, so
Gotta line up the clips or
line up
pins.
the little pins and push it into place. There you go.
Yep.
So that one's good to go, ready to be reinstalled back in the door panel. All right, so go ahead and realign your piece here on this side. And then Kevin's gonna go ahead and screw these 5 back in. Right there, right there, right there,
Oh,
right
is
there.
that the wrong one? Whoops.
And the remaining 2 in the middle, you have to lift up this sound dampening material, foam. One there that he's screwing in, one there. Cool. Now we can reinstall the door panel back into the car.
Okay, we're ready to reinstall the door panel. We just finished the driver's side, so everything's good to go. So I've got new clips here on a couple of them, but you can see where they go. So and there's matching holes, obviously, in the car. So match everything up, push it back into place, plug in your speaker, and we're good. Finagle this around your seatbelt. And then we have to tuck this corner in first, back here. And I kind of stick my head in between here to kind of look and see when if my clips are lining up. Kind of finagle this out of the way. You get it generally lined up, you can kind of pound it in. Okay, then I'm taking a plastic trim tool here and just kind of fluffing the window. What do you call this stuff? Trim? I don't know. There we go. Okay, that's in there. And then down here, same thing.
Now we're ready to put the back seat back in. So just slide around in. And then this is better to be a 2-person job, one on each side, so we can kind of finagle this into place. And finally, last but not least, go ahead and put your door sill trim piece back on. Clips right into place.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Install is fully complete. Both sides. So we've got all of it done now. Full interior, looks really good.
Okay, that's a wrap on all of the E46 projects this weekend. The interior trim looks phenomenal. Any other words of wisdom?
No, that's it, man.
Cool. So, again, interior trim looks really, really good. Highly recommended. And yeah, so see you guys in the next video.